When you start preparing for IAS or such like other state civil service exams, be it then the other exams conducted by UPSC like EPFO, CDS, CAPF and such like many other exams, the most important component in all these exams is the current affairs. And the best source to cover the current affairs obviously is the newspaper. And it has been traditionally believed that the Hindu is one of the best newspapers. Irrespective of the fact that many toppers will always tell you that the editorials of the Indian Express are also very important. There is no denying the fact. There are multiple other sources which must be used by the candidates to prepare for this exam to ensure their success. But having said all this, I would like to make my point clear here. How much difficult it is for you to cover the multiple sources, to cover current affairs and then integrate them into your static notes. I understand the pain. I understand that this is not an easy task. It is something that is easier said than done. Today I will try to give you a very clear-cut idea that how you can read the newspapers by giving less time and taking out more reward out of the newspaper reading. But beyond this, how to make notes, how to integrate them into your static part, how to practice the answer writing from the current affairs. For all these things, very soon we are planning a live webinar where I would like to meet all of you and share these ideas with you to ensure that how, even if you want to prepare through self-study, you must have that basic understanding of current and static part and the integration, as well as to develop a knack for that interdisciplinary approach that will help you write more effective and more impressive answers. Now let's have a look at today's newspaper, The Hindu, and this is the front page of the newspaper for the day. Now we need to understand that what kind of news in today's paper on the front page are more relevant for this exam. 1. We should know that what is relevant. 2. We need to know for which particular section of this exam the news is relevant. Some particular topic can be important for pre, some topic can be important for mains, some topic can be important for paper 1 or paper 2, paper 3 or paper 4, and there are specific topics which are important for all the 4 papers. Beyond this, some topics are even important for your essay, and the same topics will also help you a lot while you will be preparing for your interview. So newspaper is one such holistic thing that help us for pre, mains and interview, right? So look at this. There is a news about Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu. Now before I read this news, do I know what is this practice about? What kind of news I am going to read? For which particular paper I am going to read it? Is it for paper 1 only when we talk about the culture, or is it for paper 2 as well? Is there something that is political that is involved in it, or from the perspective of paper 4 about the human ethics? There is so much in this news. By reading only this piece of news, you will never be able to understand that in what all perspective, in what all context you need to read this news and how to make notes. One point of this perhaps is important for paper 1 culture, one part is important for paper 2, one part is important for paper 4. And this can also be used as an example while you are writing some of the essays. Now similarly, exports dropped by 12.2% in a year on slow demand. Now this is related to economics. If you have not covered your economics yet, if you have no background, then this news seems to be much of an alien concept to you. You might not be able to relate it with you. But yes, once you understand the very basics of economics, then this news makes a lot of sense. Now coming to one very important thing here, there is a lot of data here, lot of facts and figures. Is there a need to read all these figures? Is there a need to remember them? They will keep on changing. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly, they will keep on changing. Now, which figures are important? Which figures we need to retain? And which figures we are required to use in answer? And do we even realize that is it the demand of the question that we have to give these facts and figures? Or we are just putting them for the sake of putting them in our answer? Many a time, many teachers impress upon their students by showing them all these facts and figures, irrespective of the fact that neither in pre nor in mains, in most of the questions, these will be even relevant. So what we need to understand is the relevance of the facts and figures. If you know that, you will make a better understanding of the concept. You will have more holistic a note with a better understanding, and your presentation will be more robust. You should know that where these facts and figures are to be used. Now, when I look at the plane crash of Nepal, this is something that is very sad. Like, as a human being, this is very sad. But ask yourself, what kind of a question UPSC will ask about it? Will they ask, recently there was a plane crash, in which country it happened, which airline it was, how many people died? It didn't know. They will never ask such a question. So, this is something that is sad, remorseful, but not useful for the exam. Right? So we will not read such kind of news. Now, opposition's protest stall demo of RVM prototype. Now, what is this RVM? Have you read about this? This is about remote electronic voting machine. Now, do we know about the electronic voting machines when they were introduced in India? Which other countries then followed suit and taking example from India started doing it? In which other countries India helped it? Do you know this is one of the innovations of the Election Commission of India? It is not just about now the RVM, it is about EVMs as well. They are also now current. We should know about them as well. When we try understand the past of it, the background to it, then we make a more comprehensive understanding of the topic, and only then we are covering the current affairs in an earnest. Just reading the newspaper, knowing a term doesn't mean that you are preparing for this exam. To know its background, to know it in a more holistic manner is the genuine way to prepare for this exam, right? Now, moving further, there are few more news here that Constitution is the holy book for RJD Tejasvi. Now, this is a very political news. Obviously, this Constitution is a holy book for everyone, and particularly if you are preparing for IAS, you are going to serve under the rule of law in India, and Constitution is the law of the land. But this news will not make any sense for this exam, so reading it or not reading it is not going to make any difference. Then there is another news here. Police cover for Dalit girls' marriage in UP's Etawah, right? Now, this news as such is not very relevant, but from the perspective of paper 1 society, this can be one of the good examples. Nothing beyond that. They are not going to ask which community it was, what particular area it was, what was the name of the girl. This is just one example in your exam in paper 1 ethics, or perhaps in some social perspective of an essay. You can again use it. What for? Just an example where you are trying to substantiate your point. This news as such will not make much relevance, right? So in the front page, what all is there? I have shown you, and now I hope you understand that this is how the newspaper is to be read, understood, and then to know more, to connect with us, we are giving a link below. Click on that link, join the group, a WhatsApp group, where every day I will share little bit of tips with you, and then very soon we will announce a webinar or a seminar in which we will come together and I will share all the detailed inputs to make your preparation an easy task for you. Best of luck.